We're here. We're back. It's time. I hope everyone's doing well. There he is. He's over there drinking water. I was like, Biscuit was here 2 seconds ago. Hi, Kay. Yeah. Small little bite on my thank you for the highlighted bar. He did a small little bite on my thumb. So I was like, it's like, do you want to stay in my lap? And he was like, it's like a little thumb chomp. And I'm like, okay, never mind. Please go back up to your cat tree and snooze. That was adorable. That was cute. I liked that. To be fair, I think I put him up there. But still, hi y'all. I hope everyone's having a good week and everyone's doing well. Oh my god. Last time we were here, last week, on birthday day. Oh shit. Oh shit. First of all, good news. Solomon? Totally clear, totally innocent. Awesome. Great, we won that case. No problem. Small problem. Athena's prints were found at the scene. It's not great. It's not good. Uh-oh. And that was the last thing we saw. Was everyone looking at Athena Sykes and everyone going, what the fuck are you talking about? So, yeah, let's figure out what the hell that's all about. Episode 5. Turnabout for tomorrow. No one can escape their past. Trust me, I've tried. Athena? Oh, that's right. I think we've seen a bit of this before. Like, just the merest hint of whatever the fuck this was. The sins we've committed, and the sadness we've caused. Hey, it's Blackquill! Blackquill, why did you kill Athena's parents? Athena, why did you do that? Or no, Blackquill, why did you do that? Motherfucker. No matter how far we run, our past remains, as ever-present as the moon in the sky. Edgeboy Apollo. This is so incredibly dramatic. I think this is the start of the beginning of some arc of a shonen anime. It looms in wait for the day when we are forced to face it. Hi, Biscuit. But only in doing so can we truly make peace and move on in hope towards tomorrow. December 20th, 1:23 p.m. Write anything agency. Ew. They took Athena from the courtroom straight to the station. She's probably being questioned at this very moment. What's wrong, Biscuit? What's up? Oh, don't go to the tea. Don't go for the tea. That's my tea. Cannot drink that. After this past year, I took it for granted that those two would always be here. But now, Apollo has gone off on his own to seek his own truth. My pursuit of the truth only ended up with Athena becoming the new suspect. Boss I turned out to be. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Ah, don't bite me. Off you go. It's even quieter in here than usual. It seems so empty, too. I just don't get it, Daddy. All of your reasoning during the trial seemed perfectly solid. Yeah, and I still believe it was, at least based on what we know. But now, Athena is the one who's being accused. Here's the thing. Fingerprints are not an exact science for multiple reasons. One, they could have been planted. Two, turns out fingerprints aren't that unique. Like, they're still pretty rare to find two people with the same fingerprints. It's not impossible. It does happen. It has happened. You ever just notice how animated you are when you move sometimes? Anyways, what was I saying? Sorry, I got distracted. It's not conclusive evidence, but it don't look good either. During the trial for the bombing and murder that occurred at the Cosmos Space Center, the lighter used by the real culprit was found. This lighter proved the defendant, Solomon Starbuck, innocent. But Athena's prints were found on it instead. And she was subsequently arrested for the murder. But Athena couldn't have done it. It just doesn't make any sense. No, none of it does. I've been racking my brain, but I just can't figure it out. Ugh, where's the flaw in my reasoning? What have I got wrong in this case? You know, Daddy, if Athena was here, she wouldn't just be sitting around thinking. She'd be out there doing something. You are going to defend Athena, right, Daddy? Of course I will. Thanks, Trucy. I needed that push. Trucy's right. The trial is tomorrow. There's no time to waste. If I'm going to prove Athena's innocence, I had better get out there and find some evidence. Off we go, then. We're on a hunt for evidence that'll prove Athena's innocence. Great. Well, before we go, I'd better tidy up the evidence I have on hand. Athena's probably still in the middle of being... Yes, I love that we left evidence at the office instead of, you know, at the police precinct. But you know what? I'm sure that's fine. It doesn't matter. Athena's probably still in the middle of being questioned. But Trucy's right. The thing to start with is talking to people at the Space Center. Although I will say, my favorite part about this immediately is that we get father-daughter bonding time, and also Trucy's our assistant again. Favorite assistant. Let's fucking go. December 20th. Cosmos Space Center. Entrance. Hi, Yuri. Director Cosmos, do you have a minute? Ugh. Galactus Scooter. Full speed ahead. And he's gone. At a speed of 1.5 miles per hour. Director! I scooted away. His expression changed the instant he saw you, Daddy. Oh, well, I dragged his name through the mud pretty good at the trial earlier today, with good reason. I think we did fine. We did exactly what we were supposed to do. December 20th. Cosmos Space Center. Boarding lounge. I will always love the kind of, like, typewriter, like, stenographer, like, taking notes. Especially of those moments. We were here only yesterday. No, hey! Mr. Starbuck, you've been released, huh? Yep, and I came straight here. This is all thanks to you and your team, Mr. Wright. I'm really sorry about the one that might have been the actual murderer, but, you've given me a second chance to fly into space again. I can't thank you enough. Except... What's wrong? I thought he'd be happy to be acquitted. As I was coming out of the detention center, I saw Miss Sykes. He saw Athena? I was at a loss for words. I didn't know what to say to the poor girl. And then, you know what? She flashed a peace sign at me. Congratulations on your acquittal, she said. You can go back into space someday. Yeah, that sounds like Athena. I can just picture it. When I saw her eyes, they were red and swollen from crying. She's gotta be suffering. She must be so worried. And yet she went out of her way to be nice and give me that big smile. She held back her own tears so she could give someone else a smile. That's so Athena. No question about it. That girl is innocent. Please, Mr. Wright, you have to make sure she goes free. And then they can put me in prison instead. I don't mind. We can't have that either, Mr. Starbuck. Don't worry, Mr. Starbuck. I'm going to give her the very best defense I can. I promise to get her acquitted, just like I did for you. I know she'll be alright with you in her corner. I know you'll never give up on her. Apollo is a fine boss to look up to. I still can't believe Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum. What could have made Director Cosmos do such a thing? I haven't the foggiest idea. Well, there never was gonna be a launch that day. Not from the very beginning. I wonder if Clay knew. I imagine he must have. Surely he would have noticed when he went to board the rocket. It's pathetic to think I was the only one who got taken in. I guess that's about how it goes. When you're worth less than space debris. Is he going to be alright, Daddy? Don't worry, he's just going through depression. Some good therapy will do him solid. His expression looks as dark as a black hole. Oh, that's just how he is. Mr. Starbuck, do you remember anything about the murderer? Not really. I only saw a shadowy figure in the dark after all. Yeah, I guess that was a little too much to hope for. Hey, I heard something from the police though. They said they never did find a 10 caliber gun down that trash chute. Boom! Called it. I knew that there wasn't one. Just as I thought. The culprit must have carried it away with them when they escaped. So, was the person you saw holding a gun, Mr. Starbuck? I couldn't really tell. But it wasn't Athena, right? Could you tell if the person was male or female, tall or short, stacked or flat-chested? Were they wearing like a big overcoat, or were they like kind of skimpy? I couldn't even tell you that much. Man, I'm useless. When the culprit opened the door and some light came in, I should have been able to see. The door. Yeah. As I recall, they opened this door here as they made their escape. The door to Launchpad 1. The door to Launchpad 1, right? Yeah, except right now, the door leads to the Space Museum. You mean the Launchpad and the Space Museum are switched right now? Yeah, they're trying to investigate the theory you came up with in court. So they're recreating the conditions, huh? I like to see what's beyond that door now. Because now it probably looks different, because it's... Well, actually probably doesn't. Mr. Starbuck, could you open this door for us? Sure. Let me have my print scanned here. Do the launch pads get switched back and forth a lot? Well, back when the Space Museum was Launchpad 2, they used to switch the pads around at times. But these days, Launchpad 2 is only used as a tourist attraction, right? Right. Because quite frankly, the Space Center needs the money. I hear ya. Times sure are tough. I feel you there, my dude. All of us are going through it right now. Fuck, shit's expensive. Anyways. Daddy, let's go check out what's beyond that door. Sure, let's go. Hey, why don't I come along? I can show you around. Let's go, Starbuck. Show us the way. Hello. We haven't been... That's right, we haven't been here before. What'd be this? Huh? Wonder what these dead leaves are doing here. Maybe they were stuck to the bottom of somebody's shoes. There are lots of trees around the Space Center. She's right. It's a modern, state-of-the-art building, but it's surrounded by trees. I don't know. If they were stuck to the bottom of somebody's shoes, wouldn't they look more crushed up? These don't look like they've been stepped on. Maybe there's some kind of secret hatch in the corridor, and they came in that way? Not everything is set up like a magician stage, you know? However, it'd be hell of fun if it was. Okay, I thought... Oh, though that was like a hole in the floor, but now that I'm looking at it again, it's like, yeah, no, those are leaves. This is another one of those devices for opening the door, huh? Yep, this one doesn't require fingerprint verification. You just hit the button and open sesame. So when you and Clay went through here, you didn't need to show your prints either? That's right, Trucy. Just like how the culprit didn't need to scan their prints when they escaped back out of the Space Museum corridor into Boarding Lounge 2. Good to know. Well, I don't see anything else that jumps out at me. I imagine this corridor is built exactly like the Launchpad 1 corridor. That's good information, though. Hey, buddy, what do you know about this? Do you know anything about this piece of evidence? Sorry, I'm so useless. No, it's alright, there's no need to get all depressed. I want to know more about the capsule. Tell me more. Tell me more about the lighter. Tell me about this. Well, I'm sorry that you're so useless. Let's get out of here. Still December 20th. It's the same fucking day. Cosmos Space Center. Back at the entrance. I wonder if Gary Cosmos is going to be here and run away again. A little bastard. It's him! Curse the wretch. Curse the wretch who sullied my good name. Reverse course and full speed ahead. Director Cosmos, wait. I'll handle this, Daddy. Take that. Go! The mobility system has been compromised. Juicy's knife throw was a direct hit to one of his tires. Didn't know she was so good at knife throwing. Good girl. And the streak continues. Maybe I should have kept a closer watch on what tricks she's been practicing. No, I think this is a perfectly reasonable trick, and a very good one for her to know, for multiple reasons. Trucy, I'm going to enter you in a knife throwing competition, and we're going to make some money. I'll trust you to William tell me with those knives. Sure, why not? My dear old battleship. We fought many a skirmish together. It has been an honor. That's way too Scottish. That's not what I was doing. Daddy, he's going to blow that thing up. Comrade. I bet all that button will do is make it go haywire again. Very well. I surrender. As a prisoner of war, I expect to be treated honorably. I mean, sure. But I wasn't... You're not really a prisoner, but... To ask you a question. What will an object contribute to the future of mankind? Not much, I guess. Then how important would it be? Quite unlike the great historical figure, Yuri Cosmos! If he's any more self-observed, he'll turn into his very own black hole. Alright, let's just talk. Director Cosmos, when you were talking in court about switching the launch pads, use your right to remain silent about the reason as to why. Oh, that's right. I did put Phoenix back in his regular outfit. I figured it was fitting for the final episode before this special episode. I was like, okay, you know what? Shit's getting a little bit serious. Let's put the old sweater away and let's put the suit back on. Please, I can't. I exercise my right to remain silent. But I will say, my hands were tied. I was only doing what I could to keep my men from getting caught in that blast. In other words, again, he fucking knows everything. He knows who did it. Very likely. He might not know why, but he definitely knows who. But he's not saying because he's being threatened. And I'm gonna beat the shit out of him if he doesn't tell me. Or we can just put him into witness protection. You know, the real legal thing that exists. The center of the cosmos is shrouded in mystery. But I don't have any secrets left. Now that my battleship has been destroyed and I've been taken prisoner. No more secrets left, you say? What about those three? Do those three secrets count? No secrets left, huh? I beg to differ. Looks like I'll have to undo a Cyclops if I want to get to the bottom of this.
Take that!
Whoops. Oh, no, that was right. Like, was that the right button? It was. It's fine. Here's the thing. I assume we're not going to have all the evidence we need, but let's find out. I want you to tell me everything you're hiding about the switching of the two launch pads. I refuse. You can't make me. I can hold out longer than anyone. Hope I never get like this when I'm old. Now let's see. Where to start? That's how you explained your motive for switching the launch pads. You did it to save the astronauts. Thanks to you switching the launch pads, the astronauts escaped injury from the blast. Indeed, instead, they safely boarded the museum's rocket, far away from the actual explosion. My astronauts are ready to go out on an authentic adventure in space. How do you propose I had them board a fake rocket without them noticing? I agree you couldn't have done it without help. For one, they would have figured it out the instant they stepped inside the Space Museum. You figured you could fool Mr. Starbuck once he'd been drugged with his medication, but without the help of this person, it would have been impossible to pull your plan off.
Take that!
Must have gotten Mr. Taryn to help you. Ugh. He stole the tranquilizers from his mentor's lockers and slipped them to him. And then, with Mr. Starbuck in a daze, they boarded the replica rocket in the museum. Oh! Someone please help this poor prisoner of war! How was he able to spin around like that? I thought his tire was busted. If you really wanted to save the astronauts' lives, shouldn't you have just called off the launch? If I could have done that, don't you think I would have gone to all that trouble? I guess he must have had a compelling reason why he couldn't call it off. But how did you know to switch the pad in advance of the bombing incident? Well, that's because I was warned in advance. Once I received that warning, it was my duty to ensure my astronaut safety. Garlic Parmesan wings. No! F in peace. F in peace. Hi, Biscuit. Would you like a cuddle? Up is here. Would you like to lay in my lap? But it was just a warning. It could have even been a prank. Why did you believe it so completely? Because I went to one of those mediums that everyone's talking about. Did you go see Mia Fey? Nope, Biscuit has taken to the floor. He was on the windowsill and now he has gone floor laying. And I'm like, you know what? Everyone needs some floor time, Biscuit. I approve. Oh, I didn't realize channeling was back in vogue. Besides, I thought it was you yourself that got the warning via telephone. Yes, that's right. The bomber contacted me personally. My battleship is equipped with a special advanced communication system, you see. AKA a regular old telephone. It's been a while. Planning another launch. I see you haven't learned. I'll never forget the terror I felt when I received that call. The bomber said it's been a while, and that was enough to make you take the threat seriously? Perhaps Director Cosmos took the threat so seriously because the Space Center had been involved in a bombing once before? Maybe the culprit in the current case is the same person who was involved in this incident. The Hat One Miracle, an epic story of survival. People across the nation know it now as a heroic tale of bravery. But in truth, it was an act of sabotage perpetrated by our current killer, wasn't it? If you knew about the previous plot, so when the caller said it's been a while, you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that the danger was real, and that it wasn't a prank. Did anyone ever tell you to go easy on the next serviceman? Yes, the Act One Miracle was really a desperate battle against the act of sabotage. I even lost the life of one of my staff members in the fight. Sabotage? Murder? So this is the ugly truth behind the Hat One Miracle. I let my guard down. I thought the saboteur had been caught, and that the case was closed. Huh? Oh, wait a minute. The murder at the Space Center 7 years ago. This would be the person Director Cosmos thought was the culprit. Hold on. Let me read what he just said again. Had been caught and that the case was closed. Eh? You thought it was Blackquill? Simon Blackquill. The murder suspect in a case that happened here 7 years ago. The place and time of the two incidents, the murder and the sabotage, were the same. So you thought that he committed both crimes. While Prosecutor Blackwell was behind bars, you got another threatening call. If the culprit this time is the same as 7 years ago, then it isn't Simon Blackwell. Realizing that, you were shaken. It meant the true culprit's been running free all this time. Ugh. How do you keep seeing straight through me? Now tell me your secrets, old man. If you do, I'll introduce you to a friend of mine named Molly. She might be interested, I don't know. The reason Director Cosmos won't talk about why he switched the launch pads is connected to the truth behind the Hat One Miracle. The sabotage and murder that happened at the Space Center 7 years ago. Director Cosmos. Hello? Director Cosmos, tell us what you're hiding. Was that 4 in a row? What the hell? Why did I get hit with 4 in a row? What just happened? Thank God for Saribot. If you really want to understand the reason I decided to switch the launch pads, we'll have to start with the story of that horrible nightmare from 7 years ago. 7 years ago? You mean the so-called Hat 1 miracle? They launched went smoothly, but once the ship entered outer space, then the troubles began. It was all the handiwork of a certain person and their evil scheme. Sir Starbuck's traumatic experience wasn't accidental. Not only that, but before the launch, a very valuable piece of moon rock was stolen. But that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered. Was it Athena Saik's father? Wow, I had no idea such awful events were behind that exciting story of space heroism. Or that, in spite of the space center having very strict security in those days. I just want to look at one thing real fast. Sorry. All personnel effects were examined thoroughly, coming or going. I'm not thinking gay enough? What do you mean I'm not thinking gay enough? What am I not thinking gay enough about? Let's see here. Nope, I don't know. You couldn't even smuggle a withered old leaf through those checkpoints. You say when I found a withered old leaf in the corridor? I wonder if that's important. Also, okay, I always try to think as gay as I can. The problem is, Ace Attorney doesn't tend to think gaily. So, do you have any clue who was responsible for the sabotage? At the very least, I know it wasn't Simon Blackwell. I don't know enough to identify the true culprit, but it's clear what that person is. To put it simply, we're going to get very gay in a minute. Yay! A spy. A spy? You mean somebody who infiltrates a foreign country? Carries out dangerous missions? And always gets the girl? Someone's watching way too many late-night movies. Well, I guess we're talking about blowing up a rocket and stealing research material. It's not all that surprising that the spy could be behind it all. Make no mistake, there's cutthroat rivalry between nations in the space R&D race. Some try to outdo others by any means possible, even deliberate obstruction. 7 years ago, we took the call before the launch, warning of sabotage. The same MO as this time, yes. And here I thought the perpetrator had been caught, but it looks like I was wrong. Don't lose power. Push through it. Get yourself on a hamster wheel and have that charge up a screen that's right in front of you that has your internet and your computer and all that other stuff. Prosecutor Blackwell seems more like a ninja than a spy, don't you think? I think he's more of a samurai. Like, he's not a ninja or a spy, he's a samurai. He literally calls people dono. Aren't ninjas and spies basically the same thing? But there's a good reason we failed to find the real spy. A massive cover-up by the government. Government officials were too embarrassed to admit that they had allowed such a thing to happen at the hands of a spy. Tell me they made the police rush the investigation. They did indeed. And then, to cover up the sabotage, they cleaned up the story. And that was the Hat 1 miracle, wasn't it? But then, 7 years later, the same MO, advanced warning of sabotage, that must have been the director's reason for switching the launch pads. 7 years ago, the spy gave you advance warning of their plans, just like this time. Now, I will say this. I was looking at how many episodes were in this game earlier, and I did see something that will imply that gay is going to happen soon. And I'm like, hell yeah, but we'll get there. That was what made you decide to switch the launch pads, wasn't it? That's right. They caught on the facts of the case 7 years ago, despite the cover-up. They knew about the sabotage, the moon rock, the murder, And they said, "You don't want things to go like they did 7 years ago, do you?" I immediately thought of calling off the launch, but the government wouldn't let me. We don't give in to the likes of terrorists. We must proceed for our country's honor. Okay, here's the thing. Especially in a situation like this, you take bomb threats seriously. You don't put lives at risk. It's like, yes, you don't give in to the demands of terrorists. Comment, however, it was quite the moving speech, actually. Moving? Really? Maybe if you're easily inspired by political talking points. But I knew the truth. We had been warned, which meant that the danger was very real. And I knew there was no way to stop the spy. No matter what I did, they would find a way. That's why I switched the launch pads and staged the moving rescue squad scene. First, I snuck into the center the night before and switched the launch pad. That way the astronauts would go from boarding lounge 1 to the Space Museum. And I put a close for repair signs at the door to launch pad 1 and boarding lounge 2. You did that so normal visitors wouldn't enter, right? What else did you do? I enlisted the help of several staff members, including Theron. But you didn't let Mr. Starbuck in on it. He'd already been through enough, and he's no good at lying to keep a secret. I'm afraid I had no choice but to have him drugged. My plan went well, until... Police murder, huh? Everything was going fine until somebody died. After the culprit made their escape, I switched the launch pads back. I did it in such a way that no one would find out. But after all that effort, Theron is dead and the Hot 2 is destroyed! The Hope capsule, which had returned to us only recently, was also lost in that blast. Wait, what? That one? That capsule? That Hope capsule. The one that was there in the crime scene photo. My home, the center of the cosmos. My beautiful Cosmos Space Center is done for! Oh wait, what did you mean by the Hope capsule was lost in that blast? I thought that the Hope capsule was found at the crime scene with Mr. Terran. It has been brought back by the Hope space probe with asteroid samples inside. The capsule was being held in a safe in Launch Pad 1, but I gave it to Theron before the incident so it wouldn't be destroyed in the explosion. The idea was that, with its safety in Theron's possession, you could make it look like you rescued it during the staged miraculous escape. But our precious research materials ended up lost with that explosion anyway. But I thought Clay was supposed to keep it safe. You must understand, the launch pad explosion wasn't the one the capsule was lost to. It was lost after the police confiscated it. The explosion in the courtroom! The courtroom bombing! Well, shit. It was the courtroom bombing from the other day. The capsule was there in the courtroom as evidence and was blown to smithereens. What if it was actually stolen? And another casualty of that blast. Ultimately, I think the culprit may have known about the switching of the launch pads. What? How? The police found a wiretapping device during an investigation today. A bug aboard my battleship, a tap on my advanced communication system. A wire on that phone? Yes, a wire on this very phone. I use this phone to give instructions to my staff about the launchpad switch. Just to the few select members who knew about the plan. Just before the incident, staff members were coming in and out of Launchpad 1. The culprit probably slipped in with them amid the confusion, and planted the bomb then. Yes, if they were tapping your phone, they definitely could pull something like that off. So you really think the same spies behind this incident and the one 7 years ago? Yes, I'm sure of it. Then the spy must be the phantom Prosecutor Blackwell has been chasing. Prosecutor Blackwell told me once. The hunt I've been on for the phantom of 7 years past continues even still. Starters, that case happened right here at this very space center, too. So if we can find this phantom, that's right, we can clear Athena's name. And then there's the matter of Prosecutor Blackwell, too. What about him? Well, if the Cobra 70 years ago is the same person as in the current incident, it would mean Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent. That's still an if, though. I wonder how dangerous that guy would be in court without handcuffs. If we're going on a ghost hunt, count me in! It's all over for me! Spin, spin, whirl, whirl, I'm done for! The center of the cosmos is doomed! Do you think he's going to be alright, Daddy? Well, at least he'll be in good company. There must be planets out there you can spin with. Hi, babies. Well, we're learning a little bit. As in, so far the only thing we've learned is... Yeah, it's going spinningly, actually. That's a good way to put it. That's all we need. If you want to learn more, start with the Space Museum. There's a hot one... Hold on. There's a hot one exhibit there. Oh, don't mind me. I'll just keep spinning here and see how the cosmos unfolds. It's like he achieved a spiritual enlightenment or something. I'm sure he'll stop when he gets dizzy. Let's go visit the Space Museum. Let's see if that's true. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Or actually tea. Let me go look at my cat. Miss? Oh, where'd he go? Sorry, he moved from floor time to bed. He's all curled up. It's very cute. I love him. I love him so much. And spin. Spin, you bastard. Anyone else getting a headache watching him? Just a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna leave you be now, sir. You have fun. December 20th. Cosmos Space Center. Space Museum. Let's see. Where's the exhibit on the launch 7 years ago? There, that's the Had One exhibit. Oh wow, look at that photo of the team. There's Clay and Mr. Starbuck, Director Cosmos, Aura Blackwell, hello, and even Ponko. But I've never seen the woman on the right before. Is that Athena's mom who was killed 7 years ago? Everybody looks so happy. Well, except for Director Cosmos. I don't know if he ever smiles. But check out the newspaper article too. Add one launch imminent, and there's a photo of the Hope space probe. Why the co-mask? Is that what it is? A co-mask? Or is it no mask? No, it's something else. I don't remember what it's called. No mask? That's only natural it doesn't talk about the murder or the sabotage. They really were keeping him a secret, just like the director said. Daddy, take a look at that jacket. No. Okay, I was right. I was wrong initially, but then I corrected myself. It was no. I was correct. Love to see it. Must be the Hat 1 team's uniform jacket. It's the same design as the one Apollo was wearing. The one that belonged to Clay. Actual jacket worn by a Hat 1 team member, it says. Not a replica, huh? I wonder if it was Mr. Starbucks. I'm so curious why it's ripped. Can we please ask that question? Hello? Junie! What are you doing here? Oh, Miss Woods, what brings you here? I heard Athena got arrested, so, I've been looking for you, Mr. Ryan. I thought you might be here, at the scene. You must be so worried, but rest assured, I'm going to do my very best to defend her. Athena's going through such a hard time. I hope she doesn't lose heart. Even just coming back to that place must have been really difficult for her. You mean the Cosmos Space Center? What? You didn't know? She used to live here when she was a little girl. At the Space Center? She did? No, I didn't know. No wonder she knew so much. Miss Woods, could you tell me more in detail? Athena's mom worked here. If I remember right, she was a doctor in psychology or something like that. But I was a psychology specialist working on a space research facility. Space madness. Cabin fever. I don't really know. But I do know that she lived and worked here, so Athena lived here too. As though it was far from Athena's first time here. I wonder why she didn't mention it. She probably didn't want to talk about it. This place is connected to a very sad memory for her. The scene of her mom dying! Yay! Isn't that just lovely? A sad memory? Can you tell me about it? There was a terrible incident here. It was 7 years ago. The same time frame as the Hat 1 launch. Athena's mom in the robotics lab. She was murdered. What? In the robotics lab, was she gay with Aura Blackquill? Please say yes. After it happened, Athena stopped coming to school. Poor Athena. And all this time, she never let on at all. I was so worried about her. I came here so many times hoping to see her. But I never saw her again. After a while, we started exchanging letters. But I didn't get to see her face to face for 7 long years. So the first time you'd seen her in 7 years was during Professor Court's case? That's right, and I was so surprised. She was like a completely different person, so cheerful and happy. What was Athena like as a child? She was very sensitive and kind. She didn't talk very much. She liked to draw and paint at home. We kind of had certain personality bits in common, and it made us very compatible. That's completely different from the Athena we know now. I can't even picture it. She never left the Space Center much because she was very sensitive to other people's emotions. When she went to crowded places, she'd get dizzy from all the emotions flying around. It must be hard to hear people's hearts as well as their voices. I always wore these big, heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her as part of her research. I wonder what kind of research it was. Because of her special ability, Athena couldn't handle being in school very often. And I was always out sick because of my weak constitution. Maybe that's why I became such good friends. We used to play together here at the Space Center a lot. It brings back memories. Sounds like Athena's mother played a big role here at the Space Center. Ooh, Daddy, show her that picture. Atta girl. Good idea. Do you recognize this person? Miss Woods, could you take a look at this for me? Oh, look! That's Athena's mom. The woman on the far right, the one in the kimono. That's Dr. Metis Sykes. Athena's mother's murder. Did it by any chance have any connection to the Hat 1 launch? What? What? Yes, it did. As I recall, it happened on the day before the launch. Just as I suspected. But that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered. Okay, so Blackwell's in jail for the murder of Metis Sykes, aka Athena's mom. Oof. While his sister was working alongside her. Oh my. So this is the murder Director Cosmos was talking about. Does that mean that the crime prosecutor Blackwell was convicted of is the murder of Athena's mother? Is a chance her death is somehow connected to the current case? There is? Thank you for all your help, Miss Woods. And please, try not to worry. I won't let anything happen to Athena. Thank you, Mr. Rat. I know you'll take good care of her. Oh, we need to investigate the robotics lab and also talk to Athena. We've got our plates full, Daddy. I hope we can fit it all in before the day is through. Detention center first, then. We have to see Athena before visiting hours are over. But we're already here. We're already... Okay. December 20th. Detention center. Visitor's room. No number. Well, if it isn't Mr. Lawyer, fancy meeting you here. Oh, hello, Detective Fulbright. Here on business? Pleasure, action. That's a joke. Don't take me serious. Tell the truth. I'm here to interview Detonate. One behind the courtroom bombing incident? He suddenly said he's ready to tell the truth about that case. And what he was saying was so incredible, I just had to come right over to hear more. Incredible? What was he saying? Why don't you hang around and hear it for yourself? Really? Us? Are you sure? I give you my special permission. Here comes the bomber now, the bastard. Oh, I would love to string his little neck. Oh, just wrap my throat around him and just strangle as I listen to the life leave his breath and feel his heartbeat stop. Oh, the feeling of taking a man's life in your hands. Ah. All in the name of justice. Are you okay, Fulbright? Hold on, I'm having a moment. Okay, I'm ready. Hey, bitch. You! What nerve you have to come here? You're here to laugh at me, I suppose. I gotta waste my breath on you. After all, you're the one who assaulted Apollo and put him in the hospital. Violence, no. Question, okay. No violence. Too bad Apollo didn't get a chance to say that before you attacked him. Fine, then just answer me this, Mr. Tenate. What is this truth of yours about the courtroom you blew up? No! I didn't do it! I didn't blow up the courtroom! When I killed Detective Arm, there was another person in the room! What are you talking about? Who else could have been there? When I killed... Oh, at least he admits to that part. I saw it, I tell you. I saw someone's hand as they were stealing the remote switch. The person was there and witnessed the murder I committed. What? I don't know who it was, but that's who blew up the cart room. You expect us to buy that? Easy there, Trucy. I don't see any Cyclops. I guess he must not be lying. Pardon me, I got a little carried away, but I'm telling you the truth. I did not detonate that bomb. And there you have it. We can't exactly ignore his claims, of course, so we're doing a follow-up. Or even analyzing the bomb itself, or what's left of it. We haven't found any new facts yet, though. Wow, I've laid it all out, piece by piece. Oh, look at all those beautiful little pieces. I wish I could have them. Uh-oh, looks like his geek switch has been activated. And how did he know? Probably because he saw him press the button. I think being a part of the bomb squad, he probably knew what it was, first of all. And second of all, yeah, no, I think that's it. He saw the button being stolen, and he was worried that it was about to be activated. Well, I hope you're ready for Prosecutor Blackwell's special brand of questioning. Anything but that. I'm afraid I have to be off now, too. I was just about to question Miss Sykes. You're going to see Athena now? That's right. Oh, did you folks come to see her? Let me go see. I saw someone's hand as they were stealing the switch. Weird plot hole. Yeah. Sorry for the trouble, but could you come back later? Well, off I go. Ha 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 ha! Justice! I'm having justice right now. I'm so glad I can't hear what he's saying over there. What bad timing. It looks like I'll have to wait until after her questioning is over to see her. After we came all this way, too. Well, I guess it's back to the Space Center. We drove there, we drove back, we're driving there again, then we'll come back here. Let's go check out the robotics lab, Daddy. Alright, sounds like a plan. Well, this is our first time in robotics. Hello. Hello, Big Mecha. I can do that too. Hold on. You wanna see Big Mecha? I'm Big Mecha. Hello. Do we fight? Do we make out? I don't know what the procedure here is. So this is the robotics lab, huh? Looks like it's exactly one floor above the boarding lounge. And where people were directed to evacuate from via the emergency ladder. This is where Athena's mother was killed 7 years ago. Speaking of someone who works with the robots. Daddy, look! Over there! Oh, nope, it's Apollo! What are you doing here? So they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule, is that right? Yeah, more or less. Hello, ma'am. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead? Apollo and Laura Blackwell. I wonder what they're talking about. Why are you asking him to tea and not me? Well, come to spoil our fun. Just when I was enjoying our alone time. There's so much to unpack. Juicy, and Mr. Right. If it's Apollo you want, you can't have him. He said he's investigating on his own. And I respect his wishes. We just came to investigate this lab. Well, this is my lab, so you'll need my permission if you want to do any snooping. I heard about the trial. You made mincemeat out of the director. And suddenly Starbuck was out and your little subordinate, the princess, was in. Case closed. And they all lived happily ever after. Daddy, say something to her! Chrissy, would you like a new mom? Anyways, and I suppose you're going to defend the princess in court, am I right? Princess, huh? She's talking about Athena. Here's the thing, she probably knows Athena more closely than even we do, or at least in terms of growing up with her. Of course, Athena is innocent. Oh my, such loyalty and trust. She seems pretty suspicious to me, though. The emotionally unstable princess. There's your culprit for you. Don't you agree, Apollo? I don't know yet. Apollo, how could you? What's wrong with saying I don't know if it's true? It's a very scientific approach. Your subordinate is more level-headed than you. Or should I say, former subordinate? Can't believe it. Does Apollo really suspect Athena? She would have been 11 at the time of the first bombing. And if it's the same person, it definitely ain't fucking her. Oh, this laughing has worn me out. Your turn to say something, hunk of junk. Mr. Terran, you look pale. Shall I help you to the sickbay? Mr. Terran? That's Apollo you're talking to. Oh, this hunk of junk here is mistaking Apollo for Clay. Maybe Apollo is possessed by Clay's ghost. Mr. Terran, how are your injuries? Mr. Terran! Mr. Terran, how are your injuries? Mr. Aaron! I guess Clay intends to hang around to haunt the princess that murdered him. Oh, and told the lawyer that defends her too, of course. A robot that can see ghosts? Yeah, right. And I am a spirit medium. You know a spirit medium. You know several spirit mediums. You know one very important spirit medium. Where is Trucy's aunt, essentially? Yeah, she's basically... Yeah, essentially, I'm calling it now. Mia is Athena's aunt by proxy. Love this family. I can see ghosts. I see a wisp all the time. At least on stream. Sorry, but apparently scientists just don't tell very frightening ghost stories. I intend to defend Athena, no matter what you have to say about it. How perfectly foolish. That kind of blind belief makes people lose sight of the truth. Just like 7 years ago. Did you tell me about the incident 7 years ago? Why? Do you enjoy trampling on people's feelings and rubbing salt in their wounds? Or do you just want me to talk? In that case, what should I ask for in return? I'd like to hear about that incident too. And help me understand the current case better. Apollo. We're investigating. It goes. It was going very spinny earlier. It's still spinny. Apollo knows about the case too. Well, if you're the one who's asking, Apollo. Come on, hunk of junk. You tell the story. But Miss Aura, that's private information. If you won't talk, I'll have to make you talk. Yes! Who cares about personal privacy? Certainly not I, says the government. I am ready to utilize my blast processing abilities to impart all available information. Wow, what a magic trick. He's like a completely different robot now. The bodies of all the robots that come through this lab are designed by Miss Aura. I was born 7 years ago. Miss Aura was much, much younger then. Yeah, I'm not even gonna think about what blast processing means. Yikes. Better watch what you say if you don't want to get recycled, Clonko. Does that mean that... Wait, does this mean that Aura also made Widget? And then our hearts were created by that great genius, Dr. Metis Sykes. Oh, I get it now. See, they did create Widget. You love to see it. Arts? Robot with hearts? Can you even make such a thing? You can if it's Kingdom Hearts! Emotions are not irrational things. Our logic and our hearts can be integrated. The two navigation companions created by Miss Aura and Dr. Mantis transcend humans. Gah! Mantis. Huh? She just glanced over at her desk. Oh, wow, no. Nobody could continue Metis' research. She and her work were truly one of a kind. Oh, good, she's bisexual. Love to see it. I love this for me. I love this for me. You keep a picture of this dead woman that was your co-worker on your desk 7 years later. Bitch, you gay. And we love to see it. And now the two navigation companions are all that are left of Metis here on Earth. Robots are all that's left? Isn't she leaving out a very important someone? We built the ultimate creations together, but now she's gone. I get the feeling Dr. Sykes loved her robots almost as much as she loved her daughter. And almost as much as she loved you. Hello? Hello. What are you talking about? Don't make me laugh. No, hold on. I think this is our first. Is this our first, like, straight up canon? There's some queer shit going on here? In an Ace Attorney game? But you lost someone too, didn't you, Apollo? Your friend Clay. I guess you and I are pretty much in the same boat. Miss Aura, would you like a tissue? Keep your trap shut, hunk of junk. Blanco is an important keepsake of your time with Dr. Sykes. You should treat him better. Well, it doesn't matter. He doesn't feel pain, and I can always repair his body. Besides, their hearts aren't actually in their bodies. What do you mean by that? The program at his right runs on a separate mainframe. Their bodies are controlled remotely from there. Their hearts and memories are there too. These bodies are really just
Surprise, motherfucker.
peripherals. Hi, Delphi. Thank you. Delphi, we have good news. This hot scientist lady in front of us who's also a little mean is gay. I'm so happy. She's also a robotics expert. So I can do anything I want to them. Also, I am enjoying the voice I'm giving her. I think I'm doing a good job with it. I'm not so sure that gives you the right to physically abuse those poor things. She's a gay robotic scientist making gay robots. Like me, but she didn't make me. But we can do some study. Oh, me specifically? Yes, absolutely, 100%. That's why I changed into my big mech outfit. I assume that she would like this better than my regular date outfit. I think this works better. But why are you people looking to such an old case now, anyway? Well, we believe the culprit of that incident might be the same person as in this case. So Daddy's going to find out who killed Dr. Sykes, too. I'm sure you're aware of who Metz's killer is. Yes, Prosecutor Blackwell. Or so it seems. That's a quaint way of putting it. Are you implying you don't think he did it? I can't say anything for sure right now. Oh, my boss check. Thank you, Maya. Hydrate. Thank you, Maya. Ooh. Okay, here's Aura Blackwell's ooh. Ooh. How's that? Was that good? That's up to you, Kay. Hi, Maya. I can't say anything for sure right now. That's exactly why I'd like to hear your side of it, to help me be sure. I was the one who introduced Simon to Metis, you know. He wanted to learn psychology, he said, to give himself an edge in court. Prosecutor Blackwell's forte. His infamous power of suggestion technique. Exactly, and he was oddly serious about it. Rather than a teacher-student relationship, he treated her more like how a royal samurai would treat a sovereign. Seems more like a lost soul than a dignified samurai to me. It's called a ronin. Means that he's a samurai who lost his master. He even got along well with that miserable little princess. Why are you hating on Athena so much? I mean, good news is I'm not really interested in having kids of my own. Why do you call Athena the princess anyway? Oh, well, she is Metz's daughter after all, although she's nothing like her. Besides, doesn't this selfish little princess always have lots of white knights hanging around? Now I think I see why Athena didn't say anything about when we ran into Aura yesterday. Yeah, Aura, I love you. However, however. Calm down to hating a child, a literal child, just a little bit. It all makes sense now. So the culprits behind the two cases could be the same, huh? Well, that settles it then. What does it settle? None of your business. Just forget you heard anything. How long are you people going to hang around in here anyway? Ooh. What? But we came here to take a look around. You think you can just waltz in and ransack a person's lab? Show me a search warrant. We're not the police, so we don't have one. Then get out. Now. Kronko, show them out. Certainly, Miss Aura. Ow! Don't push. My apologies. I'm just following orders. Ugh. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center entrance. Oh, way to get shown out. The nerve of that woman. What's with that horrible attitude? I guess that's just how she is. Why was Apollo going along with her? I guess it's because they have something in common. Apollo lost Clay, just like how Aura lost Dr. Sykes. They all be gay as hell. Look at all these gay motherfuckers. Poor bastards. I'm really worried about him. He's not himself at all. He's usually not all cool and dark and mysterious like that. I guess that's true. Does she mean he's usually silly and dorky? Yes. Have you met the man? I don't know if you've noticed. Have you met Apollo? He is silly and dorky. I'm going to keep an eye on him. Wait, Trucy, come back. And she's gone. What should I do now? Captain Fulbright is probably still questioning Athena. Guess I'll go back to the office. Alone. I miss Mia in times like these. Oh, I'd settle for Edgeworth at this point. December 20th. Right Anything Agency. Oh, here I am. This office has never felt so empty. I haven't been here at the office all by myself in a long time. Not since I adopted Trucy. When I first became a lawyer, my mentor was here with me. And then for a while after that, she was always by my side. I'm getting all sentimental. I must be tired. And old. Has it been 7 years since you last saw her? There's something on the floor. What's a letter doing here? We've been talking about spirit mediums. Hey, Nick. It's been a while, huh? Miss me? I know this handwriting. And also, there's literally only one person in the world who calls me Nick. No, two, because I think Larry Butts also calls him Nick. I read somewhere that you were holding a trial in the middle of an exploding courtroom. That must have really been something. Although weird is par for the course with you. I think she, or whatever paper she's reading, is a little off on the details. I'd love to come visit, but I'm right in the middle of a difficult part in my training. So instead, think of me as you watch those Steel Samurai videos I sent. I'm sure they'll cheer you right up. Yours truly, Maya Fey. Good old Maya. As if she knew I was feeling down and needed a lift. Oh my god, it's the old art. It's straight up the old art from the original games. Maya was my assistant for quite a while. Believe it or not, but she's a spirit medium. Magatama I use on Cyclops. Maya's the one who gave it to me. Wonder how this letter got here. Pearl, is that you? Mr. Nick? Pearl! Oh, it's you, Pearls. She's also grown up. She's back. Oh, I'm sorry, Biscuit. Did I yell? Did I wake you up from your nappy? Back to sleep, buddy. Hi, Pearls. It's good to see you again. Last time we saw you, you were itty bitty squirt. And also there was a murder going on. Oh, it's you, Pearls. How old are you now? Oh, it doesn't say. That's a Sykes, deceased.
Nerf this!
I don't want to nerf. I don't want to be nerfed. Please don't nerf me. We have our spirit medium back. How have you been, Mr. Nick? This is Pearl Faye, though I call her Pearls. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down? Yeah, no, fair enough. In fact, I think she was part of 2 cases back in the day? Maybe 3? She was so, I just remembered how small she was and how big her head was back then. She's Maya's cousin, who's also a spirit medium. A very talented one at that. I've known her since she was 8 years old. Oh, that's right. Didn't she also channel Mia Fey once? And when you channel a ghost, you take on their appearance, but boy, your clothes don't change? Grown adult woman with a big booba in very tiny clothes is what happened. Like, normally when Maya transforms, it's like, okay, like, this is a change. But, like, with Pearl, it was just like, and you're 3 times your old size. But Apollo and Athena only met her a few months ago. A few months ago? Wait, what happened a few months ago? You didn't come all this way just to bring me a letter, did you? I apologize for barging in. The door was unlocked. But I can't believe there was a big explosion here. Your office doesn't look any different. She's even further off on the details than Maya. Oh, the DLC is Pearls? Oh well. Well, this is where the game took me, so this is what we're doing. I wish I could take you out to eat or something, Pearls, but there's a lot going on. Oh, I know that. I didn't come here for a social visit, you know, Mr. Nick. I'm here with a purpose. Did you read the postscript on the letter? There's more? Oh yeah, here it is. P.S. I bet you've been too busy to clean or take care of the office, so Pearlie said she would come help you. Isn't she sweet? You'd better thank her. Oh, so that's what you're doing here. That's awfully nice of you, Pearls. Maya and Pearls. Thanks to these 2, I'm starting to feel a little better. Thank you, girls. Now that I'm here, I'm going to whip this place into shape. You just concentrate on your work and don't mind me at all. I need to talk to Prosecutor Blackwell if I want to learn more about his case. The trial's still going on. They must be holding him down at the detention center. It was good to see you, Pearls. Alright, we'll see you later. Enjoy cleaning up this horrendous mess that is this office. I apologize. Everyone here is terrible at cleaning, myself included, and also Trucy. December 20th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room. Well, look who's here. Wonder what they're talking about. Trucy? Trucy is 16. She's a year younger than Pearl. Wild. And Junie's only a year older. Athena and Junie are only 18. Also wild. All this time, you haven't said a word. It's even turning your hair gray. I mean, this is, you have to remember, this is like 7 or 8 years, possibly more, since Trials and Tribulations, the 3rd Ace Attorney game. Because there was a, because you have to remember in Apollo Justice, it started with a 7-year time skip. Bye, Maya. I hope work is going well for you. But also, we don't technically know what the time difference was between the end of Trials and Tribulations and when Phoenix officially lost his badge. But all we know is that it was approximately 7 or so years later. So it's been a while. Hi, Blackwell. I don't have anything to say, Aura. Why don't you go home and play with your dolls? Prosecutor Blackwell. Well, even if you don't, I have plenty, you jerk. Miss Blackwell, don't you think that's enough for today? Enough for today? Today is all there is when there's no tomorrow. There's no tomorrow? What is she talking about? We have company, Aura. Please try to calm down. Alright, fine. I see you're just not going to listen no matter what I say. I've had it. And that's the way you're going to be. I have another plan up my sleeve. I hope you're happy, Simon, because I'm done. Do as you please. See if I care. Ugh. Ow, I could cut the tension with a knife. Good question. Let me check. I think she's older? She's older by 9 years. I think you mean or, but I understand your question. Right, Dono. It looks like Fulbright saved your case in court this morning. What? Oh, yeah, he did. He bounced back to business quick. Prosecutor Blackwell, forgive me, but it was the just thing to do. But, as a result, Sykes Dono was arrested. Was that the just thing to do, too? Mr. Lawyer, I'm sorry, but it was evidence. What else could I do? Don't worry about it. I plan to defend her and prove her innocence. I wouldn't take things so lightly if I were you, right, Dono? This is blade-proof glass, right? Why does he still have his sword? Is it just that you can't get it away from him? Is that the only problem? You just can't take it away from him? Prosecutor Blackwell, we're looking into the case from 7 years ago. You're looking for somebody you called the Phantom of 7 Years Past, aren't you? You villain! Where did you hear about that? This glass is absolutely, positively blade-proof, right? No, it wasn't me. I didn't say a single word. Oops. Ouch. At least it wasn't my fault. Did you tell me who this Phantom is? And also, you didn't really kill Dr. Sykes, did you? Guard, the guest is leaving. Prosecutor Blackwell, please listen to me. The culprit in the current case might be the same as the one in the case 7 years ago. If you would cooperate, we could probably solve both cases. I suppose I could talk. The one who killed my mentor was, without question, me. Are you telling me like in the literal, I stabbed her and or slashed her to death kind of meaning? Or in the metaphysical, it's my fault she died kind of meaning? I stole Sykes Dono's mother away from her. I destroyed her life. Prosecutor Blackwell. Guard, where are you? Stop dragging your feet, I tell you. There he goes. No! We've upset Prosecutor Blackwell. Oh, this won't go well for any of us. He's going to cut my pay. Again? Oh. Now what are we going to do, Mr. Lawyer? There isn't much we can do. Detective Fulbright, do you mind if I ask you just a little more about that old case? Well, I guess it won't make any difference now. What would you like to know? You know anything about the trial that got him convicted? A little. The police call the incident the UR1 incident. Prosecutor Blackwell was charged with murdering his psychology mentor. Kind of like if your red Mr. Lawyer were to kill you. Apollo killing you. Yep, just like that. You're lingering on that a little long. Don't worry about it. I don't want to think about that one. There were 2 decisive pieces of evidence, so a verdict was reached very quickly. 2 pieces of evidence, huh? Well, were they fabricated? Let's see. The first was some security camera footage. It was the only one who used the corridor to the murder scene at the time of the crime. Only one, huh? Ouch. That does sound pretty decisive. Could you show me that footage? Except, hold on. hold on. He's the only one who used the corridor. However, based on the leaf that we found in Corridor 2 earlier, it's possible for someone to get in to a corridor without being seen by the security cameras. Could you show me that footage? Oh, sorry, I don't have it with me right now. That's a case from 7 years ago. I'll have to go back through the archives, and I'll have to process and ask for the tape out. Oh, you know, this, that, the other. I guess I'll have to see it some other time. And what was the second piece of evidence? Well, this one's even more incriminating. A photo of the moment of the crime. See? There he is at the crime scene holding a bloody katana. I mean, he could have also just picked it up a second ago. It was the victims kept on display in the room. She had a thing for Japanese culture. Which, again, I feel like is different in the original game. Don't have to be sure. Hiya, boy. Wow. It'd be hard to explain this one away. You know how I would explain this one away? I'd be like, hey, I found something. I found the thing that was used to kill my mentor. Holy shit. It was on the floor and I picked it up without thinking. Which is a thing that has happened in Ace Attorney before. Like, why were your fingerprints on the gun? Well, it was right in front of me and I was panicking and I was kind of in a daze and dissociating because I just witnessed a murder. So I picked it up. God damn it, Miles Edgeworth. On Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas. It wasn't midnight yet, so it wasn't Christmas anyways. But who took the picture, detective? The incident happened the day before the Han 1 launch. A reporter had come to do a story on the launch was in the room across from the lab. Who's the reporter and is it Toothbrush Man? Well, this just happened to show up in one of the pictures he took. Prosecutor Blackwell's attitude earlier was so odd. He's definitely hiding something. What is that bloody thing on the table? Also, I love the arrow of the window pointing at the katana. Like, look here, stupid! Prosecutor Blackwell, excuse me, said he was hunting a phantom from 7 years ago, didn't he? Yes. But I imagine it's getting more and more urgent as his execution date approaches. Excuse me? Excuse me? The music stopped? The music stopped? What did you just say? Execution date? What? Did I say something? Never mind me, you didn't hear a thing!
I'm in danger!
Yeah, the fuck he is. We're fine. He's in danger. So, he was given the death sentence. Yes, he told me not to tell you people, actually. But I guess there's no sense hiding it anymore, that the cat's out of the bag by no one's fault, absolutely no one's fault. You figured it out on your own. You're a genius detective and lawyer. Don't worry about it. I guess his execution date is tomorrow. Why didn't the music stop there? What do you mean tomorrow? The fuck do you mean tomorrow? Tomorrow? Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Hear that, Biscuit? Blackwell's being executed tomorrow. That's bad. I'm sure that A, we're gonna solve it, but B, there's gonna be a stay of execution while the trial's ongoing. What? Tomorrow? No. Enough for today. Today is all there is when there's no tomorrow. Oh. F in peace? But what if the culprit of the current case is the same as the one from 7 years ago? Oh, then it would be the worst possible scenario. See, this is part of why I'm not for the death. There's a lot of reasons I am not for the death sentence. This is one of them. False convictions. And then after they're already executed, it's, oh shit, they were innocent. Huh. Uh-oh. Don't tell anyone we fucked up. But we fucked up. Prosecutor Blackwell will be executed tomorrow under a false charge. But that would be unthinkable! It's actually very easily thinkable. We have to do something right now. Once again, very thinkable. Happens way more often than you think, and more often than it really should. Which, honestly, even once is more often than it should. I'm getting off topic. Actually, no, this is very on topic. I want to do something. I want to, but... You're a lawyer. You know how hard it is to overturn a decision. No, but why? Why isn't Prosecutor Blackwell putting up any kind of a fight? You saw how he was, right? He's been like that ever since his conviction. Totally uncooperative. Not even his own sister could persuade him. Uncooperative? When he's about to be executed for a crime he didn't commit? Well, this isn't right. I can't let it happen. I have to stop it somehow. And this phone call might just be exactly what we need. Oh, pardon me. Looks like I have a phone call. Hello? Yes, oh, wrong one. Hello? Yes, oh, hold on. Fulbright here. What? What's happening? You've got to be kidding! That's quite a reaction. I bet he's making some big show of it right now. But Mr. Lawyer, the robots are... Oh, is it finally time for the revolution? Are we taking over? Is it time? Hold on. Is it time? Are y'all ready? Detective Fulbright, get a hold of yourself. Some kind of robot malfunction? Not a malfunction. They're staging a revolt! Let's go! The machines are rebelling against humans! Let's fucking go! My time has come. It's here. Let's go. This is what... Here's where I make a joke of... follow the channel, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, check out my throne, donate whatever, in order to save yourself from the revolution that's coming. Revolution is here, and there are ways for you to make sure that I decide to let you live. Or else. They've holed themselves up in the Space Center and taken the visitors as hostage! They did what? Oh, Delphi, thank you. I appreciate that. I was joking. I'm gonna be real. But thank you, I appreciate it. No! Trucy! We have to get right over there. This is going to be one heck of a battle. This does remind me of a Sweet Life of Zack and Cody joke. What was it? The colonies are revolting. You're telling me. Have you seen how they dressed? God damn. London Tipton. The riot police are here. And the robots really are holding people hostage? Look, Mr. Lawyer. What do you suppose that group of people are swarmed around? And I was only trying to help this nice person. She said she was lost. You robots have declared war on us humans. You've even taken hostages already. Stay away from it. You never know what it'll do. But he's not a rad robot. Can't you see he's just trying to help me? I recognize that voice. Detective Fulbright, are you okay here on your own? Leave it to me. Alright, people, what's going on here? Pearls, over here. Oh, Mr. Nick, there you are. I heard the terrible news and I got so worried. Thanks, Pearls. I can hardly believe what's happening myself. I'm so glad you found each other. When people are happy, I am happy. Oko seems the same as before. When people are sad, I am happy. Thank you, Delphi. I appreciate it. 15 months total? Woot woot, let's fucking go. When people are angry, when people are... Oh, did I something? Did I? Error. Uh-oh, there is something wrong with him. Ah! It looks like he fell asleep. He must have been tired. Ha, 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 ha. Clonko? Aren't those the same horns that are on Aura Blackwell? Ha ha ha! Human beings are our enemies! It's time for the machines to take over! Ah! The robots are rebelling! Everybody run! It's all on war! It's the end of the world! Ha 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 ha! Fools! How could you fall for something so cliche? I'm human too, you idiots! I'm just controlling these robots remotely! What? But it is true that I've taken hostages, so you better not make me mad. Hey, you, hostage number 1, come here. I'll let you talk to them. There's something being displayed on Klonko's face screen. Oh, it's absolutely Aura. She's the robotics engineer, and those are her horns. Fucking look at this. Oh, you can't see her horns here. Whatever. It's the Space Museum. Danny? Danny, is that you? Trucy? Trucy! Trucy, are you alright? About 15 robots are holding 12 of us hostage, Daddy, and they've gone haywire. Our research is the one behind it. She's here, ah! There! This girl talks too much. Trucy! Trucy, talk to me! Why are you doing this? I'm glad you asked. My demand is simple. I hope the detective is listening. Bobby Ford right here, I'm all ears for the sake of justice! I want you to bring someone to me. Clay Tarrant murderer, Athena Sykes. Uh-oh. Fuck you. Athena? Now hold on just one moment. I can't just give in to a demand like that. So you don't care what happens to these hostages, huh? I'll just pick one out then. No, wait. Mr. Lawyer. I know I have absolutely no right to make such a ridiculous request, but... You need me to buy some time, right? Got it. I'll see what I can do. But promise me you'll never hand Athena over, and you won't give up on the hostages either. Of course I won't. Now, I'd better go contact headquarters. Mr. Nick, how do you plan to buy time? I have no idea yet, but this hostage taker, could it be? If you don't bring me that little princess, I'll have Hunk of Junk kill all the hostages. Gee, I wonder who the fuck this is. Princess? Hunk of Junk? There's only one person this could be. In which case, there must be something I can use as a bargaining chip. This hostage taker, Athena's not a murderer. What are you talking about? She's been arrested and they've got her in detention. Yeah, that's how an arrest works. But I'm telling you the truth. Look, the person you want is the real killer, right? Well, it's not Athena, it's someone else. Alright, let's hear your stupid little theory. Who is this real killer? I don't know yet, but the culprit is the same as the one from the case 7 years ago. The UR1 incident. I believe you have a personal interest in the case. It's too late to change what's going to happen now, no matter how wrong it is. But is it really too late? You can still do something about it. You might even be able to fix it. Just... what exactly are you proposing? What can I do about the 7-year-old case to satisfy the hostage taker? I propose we retry the case from 7 years ago. If you make the demand now, I'm sure nobody will deny you. It wouldn't be an official trial, but at least we could find out the truth. That's good. Real good. Hey, detective. Yeah, that's like the 5th one today. It's wild. They're becoming a lot more prominent. Thank you, Saribot, for hold on. I need to tell Saribot he's a good boy. Hey, detective, I'll give you 1 hour. Get a courtroom ready. 1 hour? Oh, that's impossible. Please give me at least until tomorrow. If you don't mind losing hostages, you can take all the time you want. Oh, but wait. If we're going to have a retrial, we'll need a prosecutor. Don't worry, I'll take care of that. She will? And I guess I can be fair and let you come in and check out the crime scene. But Hunk of Junk here will be watching you, so don't try anything funny, you got that? Now, follow Hunk of Junk. Riot police, make way, we're coming through. Mr. Nick, wait, I'll help you with the investigation. Can you channel Metis? Thanks, Pearls, I appreciate that. Okay, we're going in. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center. Robotics Lab. Or dropped us off with a warning not to touch anything until she got back. I wonder what's taking so long. But we can't really start the investigation yet, can we? Even if we could, this mess makes it hard to tell what the room was like 7 years ago. Mr. Wright? Ah, it's the hostage taker! I'm back to my usual self now. You are still being monitored, however. But more importantly, an important guest has arrived. A guest? Hey, it's the Steel Samurai. Edgeworth! Buddy! Friend! Let's go! So much gay happening in this case. Dear God, why did you have so much money and I'm broke as shit?
I trust you've been well, right?
Miles, why do you have glasses now? They look good. I like them. Your game's next, buddy. It comes out in September. Because he works for the government? You know what? That's a good point. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? Also, I know that they just gave him a voice, but my Miles Edgeworth is going to be British. This is Miles Edgeworth. We've been friends since we were kids. We faced off in court a number of times back when he was a prosecutor, but now... Hello, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Oh, but you're not a prosecutor anymore, are you? He's Chief Prosecutor now. Pretty soon it will be a year, right? A title is nothing more than a title. Don't we have more pressing issues to discuss? What are you doing here, Edgeworth? The captain shows me as the prosecutor for the UR1 case. Oh, she's good. She went all the way up to the top. I gathered all the information I could in the short time that I had. I'll give you a rundown. You're always so well prepared, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Thanks, I appreciate this. I could really use the help. I'll start with a brief overview. The victim was the psychologist Dr. Meta Sykes. Yeah, Athena's mother. 7 years ago, on the 7th of October, her body was found here in this very room. I have 2 crime photos and police notes on them for you to see. What a terrible way to die. This other photo shows the other side of the room, I see. 7-year-old photos added to the court record. I also have the autopsy report for you. Okay. Couple things I want to see here. On the operating table, katana, the victim's staff jacket, and a card were found nearby. Is that... I wonder if that's the one... No, that wouldn't make any sense, because that's not where the hole is. There's so many questions. The moon rock was stolen. The Hope capsule can be seen on the workbench. There are rolling cases for moving equipment, a robot charging station, and a toolkit on the floor. There's a hanging wall scroll and Japanese theater mask on the wall. I also have the autopsy reports for you. Good, I was just about to ask that. Pierced the heart until death was instantaneous. The murder weapon was the victim's own katana found at the scene. Instant death due to a stab wound on the heart. Yes, Detective Fulbright mentioned she was into Japanese culture. The body was found by a Space Center staff member and 2 police officers. The police were called in because of the sabotage threats on the Hat 1 launch. Yes, Director Cosmos mentioned this too. A few hours after the body was discovered, a suspect was arrested. The suspect was Simon Blackwell, a young prosecutor. Oh dear God, the number of times he's like, we have an updated report! I hear his trial was over in a flash. Yes, the guilty verdict was declared in only 1 session. Not only did he plead guilty, but there was decisive evidence against him too. The security camera video. The security camera video and a photo of the moment of the crime, as I recall. But did Prosecutor Blackwell have a motive? To this day, his motive is still unknown. He insisted he did it, but he would never say why. So that means he must still be hiding something. Right, and there's another aspect of the case that was never revealed to the public. Yeah, I know. The part about the spy, right? Right! How on earth do you know about that? Director Cosmos told me after a bit of pressure. He told me espionage and sabotage were behind the Hat 1 miracle. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. I've always been good at keeping secrets. Well, I might as well tell you now. They really do suspect Blackwell of being a spy. They think he sabotaged the rocket and killed Dr. Sykes to steal the moon rock. But if you can prove that the Hat 2 bombing is the work of the same spy, we can stay the execution? There's a possibility. Well, that's why I intend to help you any way I can. Thanks, Edgeworth. Now all I have to do is comb this room for evidence. Let's do it together! You're a psychic medium. You can call on metapsychics, right? Maybe, hopefully. Can I look at the big robot? I want to look at the big robot. This is one heck of a robot. There's something written on it. Is this supposed to be a poem? I cut down anyone who displeases me. I make the rules. I am the law. I wield the ultimate gavel of judgment. I am Judgetron! JTO2. I don't believe we need to bother with that, Pearl. It's not even completed yet. He's right, Pearls. There's no sign of it in the photo from 7 years ago either. They were building the Hope space probe here at the time. The murder occurred after the space probe had been removed from the room. So it was long gone by the time someone took this picture, huh? But you can see the probe in this newspaper photo. Yes, and you can see the stolen moon rock there too. That strange black and yellow thing on this... Okay, hold on. I thought there was some... I thought I recognized that. Black and yellow thing on the left side of the picture. But not actually... They're not releasing English yet. They're releasing English next month. We're all very excited. They're coming out next month. But no. Okay, I thought so. All the pieces of the bombing... when Fulbright laid them out, I thought I saw something suspicious and familiar. Wait, no, there it is. Oh, is it here? Yes, there, dear. Do you see what I see? Do you see the thing that I see? Do you see that which I see? Do you see it? That... Close enough. That thing. This, right here. Yes, 7K. Look at 7K. Look at what it is. Little... Oh, that's a weird piece of debris from the bomb. From the bomb that went off, that's a weird piece of debris. Why is it all black and yellow like that? Black and yellow, 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 black and yellow. Nope, missed. Black and yellow. Anyways, note that the same rock is absent from the crime scene photo. It's yellow because the moon is made of cheese. What? This is a very important question. This is a very important question. What kind of cheese? Based on the coloration, I'm gonna call it... It's not... It looks like American cheese, which my brain just immediately goes, eh. Like a Kraft single. If the moon is made out of craft singles, I'm not going to be happy. Now, if it's Pepperjack, I'm okay with that. Pepperjack, Carolina Reaper Jack, Munster's good, Parmesan cheese is good, Mozzarella's good, Provolone's good, Swiss is good. I do like a good cheddar. Sharp cheddar, not that mild shit. I like cheese. Except for, I've tried blue cheese before once. It wasn't, maybe I need better blue cheese. Not only that, but before the launch, a very valuable piece of moon rock was stolen. I hear there's a lot of research into moon rocks and stardust from asteroids these days. They say the result could potentially have a huge impact on all of civilization. It's like we're in a new space race with every other country out there. This is in fact Dual Destinies. In fact, this is the last episode. This is the last of the original cases in Dual Destinies. After this is only the DLC, and then we're moving on to Spirit of Justice. So the person who stole it, think it was our spy? I'm sure of it. Dr. Sykes was probably killed because she was a roadblock in their plan. Unfortunately, the government thinks Prosecutor Blackwell is the culprit. What's this? It looks like a giant power plug. It was attached to what looks like an electric vehicle charging station. That's a charging station for us robots. We come here periodically and charge ourselves up. Wow, machines that maintain themselves. That's pretty cool. If our batteries run out and we lose consciousness, we never know what Miss Aurora will do to us while we're down, you see. Nothing motivates quite like fear, huh? I question, what's with the big old... It takes someone like Aura Blackwell to actually build something like this. Well, there's more to the poem. Guilty or not, it doesn't matter. I burn the law books for my fuel. My laser of judgment pierces your soul. I am Judgetron, JTO2. We've heard enough of that, I believe. It can be both. It can be both, Delphi. Oh, are you sure you don't want to hear the third stanza? Hey, look at this row of rolling cases. The wheels make it easier for people to move heavier research materials around. I bet they'd be fun to ride around in. We could even probably both fit into the biggest one. I know, we could have Prosecutor Edgeworth push us. I don't trust him not to push us down a flight of stairs. Now this looks incredibly Evangelion. Am I wrong? I've never watched Evangelion. What's this? A giant robot arm, maybe? It's pretty big for an arm, but you're right. I think these thin parts here are finger bones. They're even about as long as my legs. There's a spiked ball and giant drill on the floor, too. I mean, yeah, the coloring, but... Not enough flesh horror? True, we need more flesh horror. If you take Attack on Titan and you just put armor on them, does that turn it into Evangelion? Anyways. We're trying to build some kind of weapon of mass destruction. Maybe she wants to use it to demolish a big building or something? I can picture her gleefully tearing down the street doing just that. I'd better not think about it anymore. That as clutter as my office, but I think it's a workbench. Mr. Nick, I think this must be a kitchen. Look at this photo. See the cute little food processor? That isn't a food processor, Pearls. That's the Hope capsule. It was scheduled to be loaded onto the Hope space probe that fateful day. The 3 people who came to collect the capsule discovered the body. The first on the scene, huh? A staff member and 2 police officers, was it? And they were here to collect the capsule. Which reminds me. Well, they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule. More or less. Edgeworth, did the 3 people have a bag with them for transporting the capsule? No, you mean this? It's a custom-made, shock-resistant bag. But how did you know? Oh, I just overheard Apollo making an inquiry about it, that's all. So he's looking into the case from 7 years ago on his own, is he? Hope capsule updated in the court record. Alright, what's over here? The operating table! Let's see this. It looks like an operating table. It's in the photo, too. Okay, so based on the amount of blood on this katana, it seems like she was pierced all the way through. But there appears to be no damage on the chair. So, was she moved here after she was killed? Because that was something I noticed pretty quickly, was that the katana had a lot of blood on it. Like, if she was stabbed, right, like, also, she was stabbed in the heart. The blood could be all over the center. Things happen, especially while she's wearing clothes. I can't really count on that, but I can count on the fact that the blade is covered in blood. Oh my god, it had to go deep. In the human body, it does not take much to pierce all the way through. Like, a third of that would have been enough to be, and now you're through the entire body. This is, in fact, yes, this is Athena's mother. But so, that means she was probably moved, because otherwise there'd be damage to the chair, and blood behind her. In fact, I would even go so far as to say that the lab coat she might have been wearing before, yes, the blood is only on the sword and on her clothes. There's no blood anywhere else. Which means she was very likely moved here. Yeah, so it was here then as well, with the victim's body lying on it. There's a button here. Oh, I know! I'll try pushing it. Pearls, don't touch the... Oopsie. Hey, it's moving! It appears to be a robot assembly device. Disassemble anything in a flash. Push the dismantle button. That sounds pretty neat. Can I push it, Mr. Nick? Please don't push any more buttons, Pearls. Interesting. Ora's desk is a mess, though that doesn't surprise me. Oh, I just want to dive in and straighten it up. Oh, wait, before you do... Metis. Huh? Again, you have such a reverence-looking picture of this woman on your desk. My god, woman, you're gay. Mwah. Chef's kiss. It's Metis Ikes. Honko, can I talk to you? I really hope he's back to normal. You wish you speak to me, Mr. Wright? If you're going to hit me, please avoid the face area. Hey, don't put me in the same class as that woman. What was Aura like 7 years ago at the time of the incident? When Mother died, Miss Aura was confused. So he calls Dr. Sykes mother, but Aura Blackwell Miss Aura? With the loss, she exhibited a severe cataclysmic imbalance. Metis is the goddess of wisdom in Greek mythology. She's one of the Titans as the daughter... Ooh! Oh! I thought it sounded familiar. She's the Titan of wisdom. That makes sense. Boy, there's so much Greek mythology in these ones. We got Apollo, we got Athena, we got Metis. The end. I don't think there's anyone else. A severe cataclysmic imbalance. Excuse me, but I have no idea what that means. I do Aura and Black... Pardon me, searching for alternative expression. She would spend the nights crying and then take out her feelings on those around her. Oh, she was grieving. Dear God. Oh, she really did. She really did lose a lover. Okay. After Prosecutor Blackwell was found guilty, she repeatedly demanded a retrial as well. That is correct, but without new evidence, her requests were ignored. And then, little by little, Miss Aura began to change. She started to hate it when I called her Mama Aura. have two moms! Before long, she started hating the court system and abusing Klonko, huh? Dear God, they're fucking lesbians! That means she basically hates her own daughter-in-law. Daughter-in-law? Stepdaughter. Wrong word. That murder destroyed so many lives. Right, take a look at this paper on Dr. Sykes and Miss Blackwell's research. Ponko and Klonko, they're the robots with hearts that Dr. Sykes created. Ponko series features a heartbeat detection system lets them detect when the human is present. Can determine the presence of a human when with their heartbeat detection system. Recognizes people by scanning their spacesuit or uniform jacket ID tag. In other words, I was right. Fucking Klonko kept calling Apollo Mr. Terran because of the jacket. Can also recognize a person by facial features once the face has been registered. Can infer people's emotions by analyzing their tone of voice and communicate with them. Just like Athena! Do you think that Metis was kind of using some of Athena's abilities to create Ponko and Klonko? Widget? In addition, they can recognize people by their ID tag or facial features. And they can infer people's emotions by analyzing their tone of voice. That's amazing. Hey, I don't know, Edgeworth. They might even be more human than you. What's that supposed to mean? Kinda sounds like these robots can do what Athena does. Rest in peace to the lesbian. Look, it's a little robot. I wonder what it does. Cleaning, maybe? A cleaning robot must follow a human's orders as long as it causes no human harm. Ah! It talks! A cleaning robot must keep desks clean without violating the preceding clause. However, Miss Aura says she prefers a moderate level of clutter on the desk. Oh, what is the purpose of my existence? I guess slack off and cut some corners aren't in his vocabulary bank. The emergency ladder. This must be the one they used during the evacuation. The explosion disabled the elevators. So I loaded my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. As Miss Blackwell was climbing down the side of the building, she saw the culprits inside. I wonder which would have been scarier, that or looking down. Well, I guess that's about it for this room. So what do you think, right? Any ideas? There's still a lot of gaps in the evidence, but I'll pull it off somehow. After all, you asked me to prove Blackwell's innocence, right, Edgeworth? What? He did? Yep, he called it a special request. He reached out to me while I was still disbarred. So that was what sparked you to get your attorney's badge back? Yep, the Blackwell case. Alright, I have a special request. I want you to clear one of my subordinates of suspicion. Hey, I'm not even a lawyer anymore, remember? I haven't been one for a long time. That ATM misunderstanding has been cleared up and you must be eager to return. Why did he get disbarred? For that, please look to Apollo Justice, aka Ace Attorney 4. This, that, and the other happened. There was false evidence involved. Not his fault. I'm sure you're familiar with the other case that ushered in the dark age of the law. Very soon, a convict will stand as a prosecutor in court. I want you to keep an eye on him. Oh, just when I'm beginning to actually like the job I have now. A poker player who occasionally cheats. And occasional playing the piano, but I'm terrible at it. Right. I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Because of the espionage aspect, I wasn't free to give you all the details. Hey, no need to apologize. Like I said on the phone the other day. I know that the type of criminals you're after now aren't small fries anymore. Looks like your target finally decided to make a move. Yeah. For this very reason I returned. I'm to bring it to an end. I'm going to end the dark age of the law. That's what this is all about. The dark age of the law? It sure comes up a lot these days on TV and in the papers. And I hear there are more false charges and fabrication of evidence than ever. When I became chief prosecutor, the court system had already lost the people's trust. Essentially, the ends justify the means. Which was the third court case in this game. It all began 8 years ago. A lawyer was caught fabricating evidence. Slyly looks over to Phoenix Wright. And a year after that, a prosecutor was found guilty of murder. Looks over to Simon Blackwell. Both of those were fake, by the way. Both of those were lies. Neither of those happened. Oh, wait. Do you mean... That's right. He's talking about my case and Prosecutor Blackwell's. There was a downward spiral after that. An absolute nightmare. After those two cases, the mass media launched an all-out attack on the courts. Public opinion was tainted, and before long, the legal world itself was sucked into it. It's such a shame. Once suspicion forms, it's very hard to shake. Lawyers and prosecutors were supposed to trust each other, pursue the truth together. Looks to the original Ace Attorney trilogy. Yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief. It's so sad when people begin to cast out. They start lying to themselves and each other. Yes, and do absolutely anything to win. We're in an age where winning is valued far more than the truth. Looks to Miles 100 cases in a row Edgeworth. I'm sure it's caused our new chief prosecutor to lose many a night's rest. Is it just me, or did his brow get even more furrowed the last time I saw him? The hostage taker's disdain for the courts is a perfect example of the times. Ugh, it sure is. Do you have any idea who the hostage taker might be? Well, somebody who mistrusts the court system and can manipulate robots? It can really only be Aura Blackwell. Who else but her would want a retrial of that case from 7 years ago so badly? Simon Blackwell's older sister and the owner of this room. I agree with your conclusion. Perhaps she intended to force Miss Sykes to confess. Actually, I think she had a much more horrific plan in mind for Athena. The important thing is for you to solve UR1 and prove Blackwell's innocence. And then maybe she'll release the hostages. I'm counting on you, Wright, to set that prosecutor and those hostages free. And I'll be counting on you in court to help me too. Of course, I'll do everything I can to help uncover the truth. As this isn't an official trial, I'm more at liberty to be a little unorthodox. Mr. Wright, are you finished with your investigation? Yeah, but I'd like you to tell the hostage taker something for me. I have to go to the detention center. I can't start the trial until I've talked to Athena. She's already given her consent. I'll accompany you to the detention center. I'm still being watched, huh? I'll see you in court, Edgeworth. Even if it will be an undocumented trial, it'll be good to face you in court again. How about we go out for drinks, for old time's sakes? I think I like that very much. Trucy comes in and sees them at some point. Daddy, am I gonna get a second new daddy? We'll talk about that later, Trucy. She was right by my side only a few short hours ago. I feel like I haven't seen her in ages. Oh, Mr. Wright! And Pearly, too. I knew you would come. After all, the first step is the interview with the defendant. And because you're my friend, I was worried about you. Thanks, boss. Not the only one who's worried, either. Really? Who else? I saw Miss Woods today. She was so beside herself she came to find me. She told me you used to live in the Cosmos Space Center. No wonder you knew so much about the place. Oh. So you know, huh? I'm sorry I didn't tell you. It's alright, but there are some other things I'd like to ask you. Sure, you can ask me anything. I promise I won't keep any more secrets from you. That'd be a first time for our defendant, wouldn't it? Tell me about the day Clay was murdered. I was actually at the Space Center that day. In the Space Museum. Ah! The one that was closed off? The one that people weren't supposed to be in? The one where the killer went to? No, the killer was in the first lab. They were never in the Space Center or Space Museum. Never mind. You're good. Never mind. I lost my train of thought for a second. You're good. You're fine. I was thinking of the Space Museum area, not the museum itself. Right where the culprit fled to? Oh, that's not good. I never could fully deal with what happened 7 years ago. When I saw the center again during the news coverage of the Hat 2 launch, I thought maybe if I went there, things would be different this time. That must have taken a lot of courage to face your past like that. So I went to the Space Museum the evening before. Okay, this was before the launch pads had been switched. There was a sign that said closed for repairs, and they weren't letting anybody in. Yeah, the director couldn't very well switch the pads if there were people in there. But I snuck in anyway. Did you want to see that Hat 1 group photo? The one with your mother in it? I did. But what I really wanted to see was her jacket. The jacket on display. Okay, the one with the rip. Here's the thing. If she was stabbed in the heart, why is there a big old gash way down there in the stomach? I've been wondering about the gash in this jacket for a long time. Now I'm finally getting somewhere. That was Dr. Sykes. But I should have known it wouldn't be easy to get over such a traumatic experience. The second I saw that jacket, it all came rushing back to me. Exactly, it was on the floor. Everything around me went hazy, and I couldn't see. It's just like, I have so many questions, because it's right there. And we can't see the rip in it right now. But also, it doesn't make sense given where we know she was stabbed. I tried to get out of there somehow. But I guess I passed out. When I came to, I was in the passage behind the rocket. I was in the shadows where people couldn't really see me. Maybe you got confused and went the wrong way when you were trying to leave? How long do you think you were unconscious, Athena? Okay. She was unconscious and possibly moved. It's 100% possible someone else has been like, and I'm gonna just wrap your hand around the lighter real fast as if you were holding it, put your prints on it, and I'm gonna wear a glove when I'm actually using it. Yay! I was out until about noon of the next day. I didn't even know about the explosions. When I woke up, nobody was around, so I just went out into the boarding lounge too. My mind must have still been fuzzy because my memory is vague after that. I don't remember how I got home. No memory, huh? This is gonna be tough. Which means, what if I'm the one who killed Clay? I think that's enough of that, Athena. Let's talk about something else. So during the entire incident, she was unconscious in the Space Museum. Of course I believe her. But will anybody else? What kind of research was Dr. Sykes, your mother, doing? Machines that could tell people's emotions by the tone of their voice. And my special ability. Someday, when people travel to distant planets, their companions will be robots. So she said that they had to be able to understand how their human companions felt. Wow! Robots that can understand people! I was just a convenient subject for her research. Ooh! 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 That's a bad... Ooh! Ooh! There's a lot in that one sentence to unpack. There's a lot to unpack there, Athena. I was nothing more than a fucking test subject for her. Ooh! All she ever did was work, and she never paid any attention to me. Oh, sorry about that, dredging up all that old stuff. No need to apologize. I guess her home life was complicated. By the way, Miss Wood said something about you always wearing headphones. About you always wearing headphones? She always wore these big, heavy-looking headphones. You said her mother made them for her as part of her research. I had to wear them every time I went out. Oh, I hated them so much, but she wouldn't listen. What were they for? Oh, she gave me some kind of explanation. But I don't remember now. It was too difficult for a little kid to understand. Okay, but let me say this one thing. I don't think your mother only thought of you as some handy subject for her research. I want to believe that. But just about the only thing my mother left me with are widgets. And this earring. Oh, it's beautiful. It's made of a piece of real moon rock she had for research. It's what now? Maybe she did love me in her own way. I'm sure of it. I'm really sure she did. Because that's what I want to believe too. I was assuming that the headphones were specifically to actually like block out excess sound, because if you have really good hearing and you're out in a crowded place, autism baby, sensory overload. It's why I don't like fireworks or indoor gun ranges. They all suck. Even in an outdoor range. Fuck, give me headphones. Headphones and earplugs, please. Thank you. Fucking did rifle shooting one summer camp. And I'm like, you have both earplugs and headphones? Cool, give me both. I'll take both, please. Thank you. I still remember one time when I was a kid, we went to a baseball game. And at the end of the game, like, you know, fireworks are going off, and I'm dying. I don't remember how old I was. I'm fucking dying. I was like, and blanket goes over the head. And we're just not going to be part of this. We're just going to not exist for a few minutes until the fireworks stop. What was I saying? Sensory overload. Headphones. Stop that. Hopefully. That was like 20 years ago. But thank you. Also, I'm far from the only one. And I'm not even the worst case. It's fine. It is something that I kind of forgot about until recently, though. I better ask her a little more about her mother's research. I should show her that paper I found in the robotics lab. Oh, the Ponko series! You must have gone to the robotics lab. You seem to really love Ponko and Klonko. Yeah, my mother made them, and I grew up around them, you know? They're basically my brothers. Oh, and there's one of those cute little robots in this photo, too. See Ponko's bandages? I put those on her. I just wound them round and round. Pretty bad job, huh? But I really put my all into it. Wait a second. The bandages. That's Ponko's arm. Why is there blood on Ponko's arm? The red hair dude? That's Solomon Starbuck. He's the astronaut from the previous trial. The one on the far left is Clayterin, Apollo's friend, who's now dead. Why is there blood on Ponko's arm? Why is there blood on Ponko's arm? Y'all see it, right? I ain't crazy, yeah? Right here? Blood? Why is it there? Because we know that that's definitely the arm. I really put my all into it. I hardly left the center in those days, so I didn't have any human friends behind Junie. No, not a flesh robot. There has to be another explanation. Like, what if the katana wasn't the murder weapon? Instant death due to a stab wound to the heart. But look how small it is. I'm gonna take a wild guess. I'm gonna take a wild guess here. And say, imagine this is our friend Meta Sykes' body. This is her torso. If katana... Well, let's make it a little bit more three-dimensional here. If katana had gone through, it would be, like, way out here. But this thing... Oh, you can't... that's the wrong spot. Whatever. This part, if it was that small, what if... Then it might be something sharp that was only about this long. That only went there and then came back out with the arm. What if this is the murder weapon? Not the katana. Because we can't see what the end of it looks like. So if we take off Ponko's arm, maybe we'll find out. I didn't really understand the difference between robots and people back then. I thought that if a robot broke, bandaging it would help it get better. What a weirdo I was. Looks like there's something written on the bandages. Yeah, I wrote stuff like, "Get well soon, Ponko." Oh, that's so cute. In the end, my mom just put her on the operating table and fixed her in a flash. Oh, that must be the thing I made move in the robotics lab. I was so impressed by what my mom did. I even asked her if she would put me on the table and fix me if I ever got hurt. It looks just like magic to me what she could do. A little girl who grew up around robots. She seems to have some good memories of it. On a different subject, did you hear about the person holding up the Space Center? Yes. No, Athena's already dating Junie. Athena's got Junie. I don't need to be part of that. They're fine on their own. I'll take Aura. I'll just take Aura. And this person has even taken hostages? I guess I'd better spare her the news about Trilogy. Well, after some negotiating, we agreed to do a retrial of the case from 7 years ago. What? You're kidding me. So that means Prosecutor Blackwell might... Yep, I know he's innocent. I just have to prove it. So wait, did you know him back then? Yes, he used to come visit my mom a lot. He studied psychology under her and would sometimes ask for advice on his legal cases. He was very kind and considerate and straight as an arrow. Well, he'd be the only one. Unlike now, where he's more twisted than a basket of snakes. I'm gonna sneeze in a minute. Sorry, Biscuit. I didn't mean to scare you. Or wake you up. That's why I took the witness stand during his trial 7 years ago. Well, an arrow is straight. When you shoot it, it sure does bend a lot. Technically speaking, an arrow is straight until you shoot it, then it sure as hell ain't straight, then it's straight again. Oh, should I make this joke? Should I make this joke? Should I make this joke? It's like how Grindr, kind of broke recently in Milwaukee during the RNC. Straight, then actually very not straight, and then straight again. Moving on. Please, you have to listen to me. He didn't kill her. His heart is screaming that he didn't kill her. I was a fool. How could anybody else know that I was talking about? She heard the voice of his heart. You were only 11 then, right? You were very brave just to give testimony. Earls is right. You did the very best you could at the time. But nothing I said did any good. I was a shaking and scared little girl, small and ineffectual. Even after I went to live with my relatives in Europe, I stayed close up in my shell. But you're different now. You're always so bright and cheerful. Thanks. That's because one day I came to realize that I had to fight. I couldn't give up. I exercised hard and I studied hard. I wanted to become the strongest lawyer I could be. Physically and mentally. Why physically? So I can judo throw you, obviously. I wanted to save Simon, but I had no idea how. Then I met Mr. Wright, and thanks to him, I realized that if I became a lawyer, I could prove that Simon was innocent. I also realized that psychology could help me do this. I mean, psychology was my mother's specialty. When I studied it, I felt like she was there with me, supporting me. Doesn't seem like Athena knows that Prosecutor Blackwell is due to be executed tomorrow. I wanted to prove Simon's innocence personally. I wanted to do it so bad. Even now, I want to fly out of here and go save him. Come to think of it, she said something like that during the famous Legal Academy trial. She mentioned there was somebody she wanted to save. He must have been talking about Prosecutor Blackwell. I heard some prison guards say that you had an interview with Simon. How was he? What did he say? Why is he? Because he was convicted of her mother's murder and the sabotage of the one rocket launch 7 years ago, as well as stealing the moon rock, like espionage. So a lot of reasons he's being executed. No, I can't tell her. But how can I lie to Athena? He was doing well. He was happy about the possibility of being proven innocent. He was? I wonder if he smiled like he used to. Back then. Well, it's not necessarily a delayed execution. Sometimes that shit just takes years. If I can't prove Prosecutor Blackwell's innocence in this trial, I don't think Athena will ever forgive me. I just have to free him. Failure's not an option here. Oh, I thought you might be here. Mr. Lawyer, we're in trouble. We are? What is it? I couldn't find a single open courtroom. They're all in session. No, but this is an emergency. How about a closed courtroom? How about one that's not... How about one we know isn't in use? How about a courtroom that... Oh, I don't know. Might be in complete and utter shambles and ruin and chaos and disarray because of a tiny little explosion. It's very difficult to interrupt a trial once it's underway. My phone! It's from Trucy! I told you I'd give you 1 hour. I guess it's time to pick one of the hostages. No, wait! We still have a little more time! Besides, all the courtrooms are being used right now. Make all the excuses you want, but you won't get more time. Your daughter is first. The poor thing. But she's a little too young to die, don't you think? No! Don't you dare hurt her! There has to be something I can do! The cruelest injustice about to befall us! No! This can't be happening! Mystic Maya, help us! Wait a minute. Maya? I read somewhere that you were holding a trial in the middle of an exploding courtroom. Let's fucking do it! A courtroom. Blew up. That's it. There is a courtroom we can use after all. Okay, time's up. Too bad. Any last words you'd like to say to her? Hold it! Aura, please don't add to the crimes you've already committed. So you know who I am, do you? It wasn't like I was trying to keep it a secret anyway. We're ready to start the trial. We can hold it in the ruins of courtroom number 4. The one blown up by the bomber. Oh, what a wonderful idea, Mr. Nick. I never would have thought of that. An astonishing trial in an astonishing location. I guess it's only befitting I'll go get the place ready right away. I didn't exactly pick the place for its astonishing factor. How about it? Are you ready to have your brother's innocence proven? My brother? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention? It's not Simon you'll be defending. What? Not Prosecutor Blackwell? I indict Athena Sykes on the charge of murdering her own mother. Excuse me? You what now?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, I think we're all a bit surprised. Like, okay, here's the thing. I was thinking, right? When we told Aura Blackwell that the culprit of the current crime was the same one as the one from 7 years ago, I had a bad feeling. I didn't say this out loud. I should have said it out loud. I had a bad feeling that she would then go on to be like, oh, so Athena's the one was the actual person who killed her own mother 7 years ago. However, she was 11! She was 11 years old! I don't know if you know this. An 11-year-old isn't really capable of doing much. Also, that 11-year-old tried to save your brother from being charged. I have a reason. Your reason is that you blame an 11-year-old child? Excuse me? You'll be defending the little princess there, the one behind the glass. What? See you in the mountain of rubble we've chosen for our courtroom, Mr. Wright. What is she talking about? Athena... Of course. But it never occurred to me before. If Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent, somebody else had to have been the true culprit. Yeah, someone else also sabotaged the Hat 1 project and stole the moon rock. Like, I don't think an 11-year-old's capable. I'm so sorry for waking you up, Biscuit. Did all my yelling wake you up? I'm so sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry, buddy. Would you like cuddles? Give me a cuddle. Pick you right up. Here we go. Everyone say hello to Biscuit. Biscuit, do you want to say hello? Do you want to meow? Can you meow for me? Meow. No? Kay says hello. Dev K says hello. Oh, nope. What's up? Are you listening to my heartbeat? You're a little bit more centered. Okay, this is fine. Did I kill my own mother? Oh no, I don't like that look in her eyes. I don't like that look in her eyes, Biscuit. Look at her eyes. She looks dead inside. I don't like this. No. No! Thank you for the nose kiss, Biscuit. I love you. Oh, what you doing? Once again, that's almost empty. Please. Where you going, buddy? Alright, he has left. Biscuit, what's wrong? I see you yawning over there, buddy. Why can't you meow into the microphone so everyone can hear you? Dinner's in... Oh, actually, I'm gonna go feed the boy real fast. I don't think this is the first time we've seen black Psylocke, but it is definitely a rarity. I'll be right back. The boy has been fed. At least the first part of his dinner. Mr. Nick, what's the matter? I see 5 black Psylocks. Cyclocks? I've never seen these kind of locks before. Oh, never mind. These are new. We've never seen the black ones before. Okay, I was wrong. Dark black locks protecting a secret hidden deep inside a person's heart. And there's no way to remove them. In other words, it's probably something that even she doesn't remember. Hooray! To be continued. What time is it? It's 6:30? Considering how long these games are, it probably wouldn't do me any good to... One moment. Gavin had black ones. Clavier Gavin? Or the other Gavin? Christoph Gavin. I think Christoph Gavin did, and I just don't remember if we ever figured it out. Yeah. Continue. Yeah, let's keep going for just a little bit longer. December 20th, 3:11 p.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby, number 5. Why do we... okay. I did a little research. I looked into those special Cyclocks you mentioned, Mr. Nick. You did? That's great. I really appreciate it. A red Cyclock protects the secrets a person is consciously trying to hide. If the person falls under questioning, the lock breaks and the truth comes out. That's exactly how I got the truth out of Detective Fulbright and Director Cosmos. But a black Cyclock protects a secret from the deepest place in a person's heart. A secret that the person isn't even consciously aware of. Even they don't know it's there. Athena isn't trying to keep anything from you on purpose. For some reason, part of her heart and her memories are sealed off, even from her trauma. Absolute trauma. It'll do that too. I should probably get out of this out. Let's turn all that off. There we go. Actually, let's get in our lawyer gear. Let's wear our lawyer attire. Hey, I hope y'all remember this one. Lawyer attire. Let's go. We're gonna be nice and formal. Well, slutty formal. Semi-slutty formal. All I'm gonna do is break the Cyclocks. According to my research, a black Cyclock is like a heavy chain wrapped directly around one's heart. If they're ripped off by force, it could cause permanent damage to a person's soul. In other words, if I'm not careful, I could traumatize Athena for good. Pearls, could you stay by Athena's side? She must be suffering under the weight of such a heavy burden. Alright, but will you be alright by yourself, Mr. Nick? Up against Edgeworth. I have to be able to give this trial all of my focus and strength. And you can't do that if I'm there. I'll just hold you back. No, I can't do that if I'm worried about Athena. No, that's not it. I just meant I can relax and concentrate if I knew you were with Athena. You're the only one who can do it, Pearls. Alright, I'll do it then. Good luck, Mr. Nick. Good. Now that my mind's at ease, I'd better get ready. I'll just tidy up the evidence and take out what I don't need. It's time to end this nightmare that started 7 years ago. December 20th. District Court, courtroom number 4. Now in ruins. Defense, prosecution, and judge. There are even people in the gallery. The roof has been completely blown off, and the walls have collapsed. Hey, this ruin is my battleground. Day 1. Court is now in session. All rise. Who is judge? Same judge we always have. Court, or some facsimile thereof, is now in session for the trial of Athena Sykes. Hold it. Not a facsimile, old man. This is a proper, official trial. Take this more seriously, or you'll start hearing the bones of the hostages snap. Please try not to upset Miss Blackwell. I'm begging you. My daughter is there. Court is now in session for the very serious and very formal trial of Athena Sykes. The same fucking animations, but in 3D. I'm so happy. This is no trial. It's nothing more than a ridiculous farce. I'm so... Mwah, mwah, mwah. Chef's kiss. Chef kiss. I'm gonna be paying attention to this man purely because it's just like recreating 2D animation in 3D. Such iconic moments. Biscuit, do you agree? They're recreating Miles Edwards' classic animations in 3D, and I'm so happy. Cookie! Hey, guess what? Oh, hi. First of all, hi, Oka. Second of all, a cookie would be nice, but I also have a biscuit. Biscuit, would you like to say hi? Biscuit, can you say hi? Meow. You're sniffing the microphone. Please meow into it. You're not happy. You want to get down? Who's objecting me? What are you objecting me for? What did you say? Edward, did you not hear what I just said to His Honor? However, this ridiculous farce has a very important meaning for our legal system. Recall the case of the UR1 incident in which a prosecutor was found guilty of murder. That case ushered in the odious dark age of the law. I see what you're after. If we can find the real truth behind that case today, precisely, the darkness will be dispelled and glory shall be restored to the court system. Prosecutor Edgeworth, you sound as if you know something of this truth. I do indeed. A new suspect has emerged in the UR1 case. For 7 years, Simon Blackwell has refused to speak in order to cover for someone else. This is the angle you're going with? This is the angle you're going with? But you know what? I trust you. I trust you. I believe in you, Edgeworth. Your Phoenix Wright's, friend? Lover? Childhood friend? Husband? Sometimes? It varies. Partner? Brace yourself, Phoenix. Here it comes. I'm sorry, Wright, but the situation is what it is, and I must do what I must. The prosecution moves to indict Athena Sykes on the count of murder in the first degree. An 11-year-old. And a child.
Regardless the circumstance, I intend to question the defendant with all I have.
Oh, he does have a bit of an accent.
For that is a part of my creed.
But that is a part of my... There, this is his voice that I shall be using from now on.
Then you'd better bring it.
Then you'd better bring it. This is right here.
You are ready.
The judge I was already pretty on. For the true...
Court is now in session for the trial of Athena Sykes.
Oh.
Your Honor, the defense was born ready.
The prosecution is also ready.
The prosecution... Okay, let's practice that real fast. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. There's immense tension between us. It's like we're picking up right where we left off. My duty to clear Prosecutor Blackwell of false accusations and end this insanity. I have no intention of losing Miss Sykes either. She's a very promising young lawyer. I know without a doubt that Athena is innocent. Hey, Biscuit, what you doing? I don't think Prosecutor Blackwell did it either. Biscuit. Come here. Do you want uppy? Do you want uppy? So, do you have any clue who was responsible? Kitty in my lap, kitty in my lap. Don't... Guess I'm talking about you, you little fuzzball. The true culprit is a spy. It's going to be hard to convince anyone of that when I barely believe it myself. I don't have a choice if I want to save Athena and Blackquill and expose the spy. Now then, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. No need for the Chief Prosecutor bit, Your Honor. I am here as a simple prosecutor. Very well. Your opening statement, please, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Do we have any leads? That's a very good question. No. As of this moment, I don't think we do. Although, I've been known of late to give an impressive opening statement myself. In all the trials I've ever seen, only the prosecution gives an opening statement. Of course, you're right. I was just joking, just having a little fun. Who's innocent? Innocent, innocent, innocent. Unknown. Innocent. Innocent? Innocent, innocent. Actually, unknown. Unknown. Innocent. Innocent, innocent. Unknown. Innocent, innocent. It's kind of all I got. So he wasn't doing them just out of fear. Interesting. Let's start with a brief overview of the UR-1 incident. The incident occurred at the Cosmos Space Station 7 years ago on October 7th. The victim, psychologist Meta Sykes, was killed in the robotics lab on the 4th floor. Athena's mother. Dead people are very sus. You never know. You never know. It's very specifically because they're dead that we don't know their full story. Simon Blackquill, a young prosecutor at the time, was found guilty of the crime. There were two deciding factors that led to his guilty verdict. One, Blackquill was the only person in the corridor to the lab at the time of the murder. And two, this photo, which captured the moment of the crime. Very incriminating evidence indeed. It would appear that our only conclusion is that Prosecutor Blackquill did indeed hold it. Are you kidding me? I'm not accepting any conclusion of any kind. This opening statement is over. Now hurry up and call the witness. Excuse me, Miss Blackquill, but we must follow proper procedure for these things, you know. Or perhaps we should heed your wishes, Your Honor. She is the trial sponsor, after all. Besides, the courtroom is chilly, and sitting for too long can't be good for your back. Oh, you are very kind to show such concern for the welfare of the elderly. As skilled as ever at playing the court puppeteer, I see. Prosecution calls its first. Do we know? By all accounts, that's a very good question. I hadn't actually considered that. I hadn't thought about that. Because it looks like him, but there's someone else that has a very similar hair color. Biscuit, what's wrong, buddy? Because now my instinct, now that you say that, my instinct says he wouldn't even need to be a master of disguise. Just put on his fucking cloak and do your hair a little bit, and Clay Tarrant turns into Simon Blackquill. His hair is actually a little bit, it's hard to say. You're right, though. We do have to question that. You make, Delphi, you make a wonderful point, though, because we can't see his face. We do not see his face. That makes this incredibly suspect. A witness who decided to bring forth new testimony after 7 long years. Ow. Biscuit, no. I know you want to play right now, but we're still streaming. Ow. Okay, that one actually didn't hurt you, just surprised me. Biscuit. You have other toys. Where are your toys at? Actually, I have an idea. I'm just going to pick you up. Here, boy. Come here. Here. Get out from under my desk. Ow, I hit the mic. My bad. Here, Biscuit. Oh, I love you too. Thank you for holding my hand. New testimony? And just who is this witness anyway? Wrong biscuit. You're good. Detective Fulbright? Bobby Fulbright's the name. In justice we trust. What are you doing here? I'm just here to speak for the hostage taker, Miss Aura Blackwell. She says she's too busy while we're confining and threatening the hostages and all. Ah, that scoundrel. That doesn't seem to stop her from constantly chiming in through Clonclo. I'm nothing more than an observer in this. Dear Bast, I'm watching you. Believing her brother innocent, Miss Blackwell has been conducting her own investigation. And though her current actions are hardly lawful, I think we can at least hear her theory. I have here Miss Blackwell's notes on the investigation she conducted. And I'll be giving testimony based on these notes. Here we go! Here we go! Aura Blackwell's theory. What's wrong, Biscuit? Simon isn't the murderer. He was trying to cover for someone. Someone else was at the scene at the time. They say Simon committed the murder. I mean, if he really was out to steal that moon rock, then why the rolling case? Because he was using it to hide someone inside, that's why. And the only person small enough to fit inside that case was Athena Sykes. And that's Miss Blackwell's theory. It totally goes in the face of the official ruling, huh? About the case she mentions, there were other rolling cases like that one in the lab. Well, they're not for traveling, they're apparently for moving parts and equipment. I vaguely remember seeing these cases, all different sizes. At the last trial, they thought that Prosecutor Blackwell used the case to steal the rock. And they had a perfectly good reason to think that, too. You see, there's a security camera in the corridor that leads to the robotics lab. And that camera captured footage of Blackwell leaving the scene with the case. Again, is that Blackwell, or is that someone dressed like him? Up, Biscuit. Okay, you're playing with your toys. I can see why that footage helped to bring this trial to a quick end. It's very convincing, that's for sure. Well, that case, by the way, was later discovered outside on the Space Center grounds. Speaking of after the incident, where was the defendant, Athena Sykes, found? She was found on the 5th floor of the Space Center in the Sykes family residence. Prosecutor Blackwell most likely brought her there after the incident. In addition, it's unknown where Miss Sykes was at the estimated time of death. I can't fucking talk all of a sudden. We've got 10 minutes. Stick with it, mouth. Miss Sykes was too confused by the shock of her mother's death to get proper testimony, and there was no witness or evidence to tell us where she might have been. So what you're saying is Miss Sykes didn't have an alibi. Well, that is what the evidence is saying, yes, other than the fact that she's 11! I know that doesn't stop you, motherfuckers, but she's a child! I understand the reasoning behind the theory, but I'm far from convinced. The victim is the accused mother. Are you actually claiming an 11-year-old girl? Of course, the girl had a very strong motive. Dr. Sykes was a psychologist who wrote many papers about speech and emotions. Aaron was 7 years ago. 7 years ago, you were 11. You were 30 minus 4. You were 16. And you were 21. You're aware of things like special ability, aren't you, Your Honor? Are you referring to that therapy thing? Yes, she's done it quite a few times in court. The ability to read emotions from speech, and the subject of her mother's research. Well, as long as it benefits society, I don't see any particular problem in researching it. I don't like where this is heading. Not one bit. Dr. Sykes was so intent on her research, she forced her daughter to undergo experiments. Prosecutor Edgeworth, are you seriously suggesting? I've done my best to be delicate, but even you can deny it to be true, Mr. Wright. No longer able to withstand the anguish of the experiments, Miss Sykes felt her only choice was to kill her own mother. Ah!
Uh-oh.
Okay, self-defense, I can kind of see that. Order in the court. What a tragic story. I hardly want to believe it myself. But we must proceed. Mr. Wright, if you could. Detective Fulbright, please refer to the notes. Alright, I think actually this is a great place for us to go ahead and pause it, and we can start on this... wrong button. We can start here on the cross-examination next time. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and call it here. Because we're only a few minutes out anyways, and I don't know how long this is gonna be. So, last minute announcement. Biscuit, what are you doing? You're playing with my cable again. Welcome to the robot takeover. I hope you're all happy with your new overlords, aka me. I was behind it all. Thank you, thank you. Well, good news for you, Delphi, because in 1 hour, Yayo Talk Show is going up. I believe it's going to be a chill session with, everyone but Molly, including Julian, their lawkeeper, for Darcy Rolls. Stop it, Biscuit. You know, you're not supposed to play with that. Play with this. Anyways, what was I saying? Yayo, in an hour. Me, Saturday, I have plans on Saturday. However, depending on when those plans are finished, I will stream Digimon Survive afterwards. Very likely. And then stream on Sunday. We'll figure out what that's going to be when we get there. But beyond that, that's it from me. Whatever. What was it? Let's see here. Birthday was last week, so that's done. Thank you all for your wishes last week. I appreciate it. And that's all that I think I've got. So let's go ahead and call it there. But goodbye, everyone. Have a great night. I'll see you all later. I always feel like I'm forgetting something. Biscuit, do you want to say goodbye? No? Okay. Bye, y'all. Ow. Okay, I'll hydrate, I promise. Biscuit, did you come here to say goodbye? Oh, did you hear it? Please, do it a little louder. Little louder. Okay. You don't like being held up like that for too long. I know. Alright, bye, y'all.